Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 3 US battleship South Carolina. It has 8 main guns, 20 secondary guns, 4 AA guns, and it has a top speed of 18.4 knots. For my modules, I'm running reduced crit chance on my main battery, also reduced chance for flood and fire. For my commander, I'm all in on ship survivability, so I have a faster repair for flood, fire, any crit on modules, like my main battery or my secondary. Also, I have the reduced chance for fires for Tier 2, and then for Tier 3, I have reduced cooldown for damage control, so it'll be up more often, and as a battleship, you're basically on fire or flooding most of the game if you are anywhere near the front. So, we are on the map Islands. I spawned in on the north, along with a friendly cruiser and a friendly battleship, and it's our objective to hold the north. Now, it looks like there might be 5 enemies up here, so we're outnumbered, so we need to take a defensive posture. We want to use these islands to our advantage. Now, as a battleship, I have AP loaded. AP is alright, but AP down here at Tier 2 and 3 is pretty ineffective. Now, that sound you just heard, that's basically telling me you had an ineffective shot with AP. Maybe you should consider switching to HE, because what you hit either over-penetrated, or it was like a superstructure and there's no meat there for the AP to really dig into. You really want to hit broadside, and you want it to go just enough to do damage. And one of those sounds was kind of like metal bending or, breaking, like if it was stressed. You want to hear that all the time. When you're firing AP, that's the best sound you can hear. Now, friendly cruiser went too far out, didn't use the islands to his advantage, and he died for that. Now, right now, there's only one enemy that can fire on me, this Chikuma. And I'm just waiting for him to be broad, and I want to fire. And generally when I fire with AP, at this range, I try and land so the round should hit the hull line, and clearly it didn't. I was not aiming as well as I should have. He turned towards me, so he reduced the distance, and I overshot. Now, he was shooting AP because there was a ricochet. HE doesn't ricochet. HE explodes on contact. Don't use AP against a battleship. Now look at this friendly destroyer. Whoop! He's just going right through the screen. AP's ineffective. I should use HE against these low-tier cruisers, and this friendly cruiser is getting in the way. And I'm sorry too. I know you didn't mean to. We're busy firing, and I slow down and go on with our business. That's just the way it goes. I'm a big battleship. Okay, it takes a lot to slow down. Now, friendly takes out an enemy that was crossing in front of that gap between those two islands. The friendly destroyer is very far forward, probably not a good strategy, and I noticed that this enemy destroyer is just sitting there. And I tried to fire to get him damaged before he moved around the island, and that didn't happen, okay? You didn't see that shot. You didn't see half of it hit the island and the other half fall short. But I will say, I don't know if you guys play battleships. I don't know how you feel about them, but they feel so frustrating. The dispersion and the long cooldown, I feel like I can't help my team. Destroyers, cruisers, hell, even carriers, I feel like I'm helping my team. But battleship, it feels like I'm just flipping a coin. You know what? Maybe wargaming will allow me to have success today. So we went back to HE. We set that Chester on fire. Whereas the Chikuma, they all look alike. Friendly finishes him off. We got this enemy destroyer, and we're just not ready to fire him. So we just get to watch this guy as he passes in front of us. And the frustration is continuing to set in. But, a friendly is able to see this enemy. I'm going to fire on this guy. What do we do? no damage, but we apparently critically damaged 2 modules. Alright, game. We take a little bit of damage. Considering the situation, we're doing pretty good. If you look on the map, there's been a lot of death in the north, and we're still alive. So I'm thankful for that. And I just need to provide my gun and try and take damage. If you fire on me, my cruisers and my destroyers will live longer. That's the way I look at the battleship. And we land 2 shots that do no damage. And they do no damage to modules. They don't crit anything. What the hell? That was HE. Alright, so we're reloading again. This enemy destroyer is still just passing in between these 2 islands. And we're reloaded and we're going to fire on this enemy Japanese cruiser. It looks good. And it feels good. We're able to get a citadel penetration with HE and take that guy out. So we're down 1 ship. And the north is basically settled. Everyone is middle or south. So that's where I'm headed. Now, I have pretty good range, as you can see. I can basically attack half the map. Now, if you get a better battleship, tier 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they have scout planes. The scout planes will provide you longer range and a more bird's eye view of the binocular. So you'll be able to see the enemy more clearly in the direction they're going. It's supposed to allow for easier long-range shots. And yes, I can't use that, but I believe if you guys have battleships, you should be using that to finish off enemies that are low health. They try and scurry away. We've all done it. And I use HE on this enemy destroyer. I set him on fire. I critically damage 2 modules. HE is just devastating against a destroyer. You want to use HE whenever you are going to fight a destroyer. Now you don't want to switch your ammo type in between. If you're reloading, finish reload, fire, that's worth more than reloading again. But HE is more effective against destroyers and light cruisers. You also want to set enemy carriers on fire. We're able to set that South Carolina on fire. Now he will have to use damage control if he hasn't already. But oh man, this friendly battleship is taking fire from everything. And part of that is because he's out in the open. He's not taking advantage of his range or the islands. You need to use both to your advantage. Just because you're a battleship doesn't mean you can tank damage. You have to give yourself the best chance to succeed. Now, we're able to land 5 of our 8 rounds, and we critically damaged a module on that St. Louis. They finish off the friendly battleship, and now they're after me. I just want to get this island in the way. Thankfully, I have damage control, and I'm able to use it. Now, the battleship damage control provides an immunity much longer than destroyers, cruisers, or even carriers. So you kind of have a window where you're immune to fires and floods. So keep that in mind when you use damage control. You know, maybe you hold it for half a second to be immune to incoming fire or a torpedo attack, something like that. But now the enemy is out from behind that island. I am reloaded. I'm going to fire on this enemy St. Louis. Now I'm about 300 meters aim distance, and we're able to get Confederate with that shot. That's pretty rare, honestly, with a battleship. We do a lot of damage to that enemy St. Louis. And I'm just trying to check the health of my friendlies around me. It's important that you know how powerful your friendlies are so you can move forward or move back based on whether they'll be alive in a few minutes. And I'm ready to go on the South Carolina. I just want to help get him dead. He's very destructive. We land 4 of our shots. We also set him on fire, and he's basically got 3 dots ticking on him. Friendly's just going ham on him. He tries to heal. You saw his health go up just a touch, but he dies. And he dies inconveniently right in front of that enemy St. Louis. My friendly St. Louis dies. I'm going to fire on a ship that's not moving. Okay, yeah, he's got more health than the other ship, but this is almost comical how easy that shot is. We're able to set him on fire, 2 fires. And we do like 4k damage. Pretty good. You know, we got to take out everything. But you need to be able to maximize your damage potential. And we're going to switch right back to the St. Louis. He's basically a salvo away from death. We're hoping that we're able to do it. And we tried to only have to fire 1 set. And that's just not going to work. So we fire it all and we get the kill. Now we only have 3 enemy ships to 2. So we need to be very careful. We need to try and kill one of their ships without taking a lot of damage. And the St. Louis is firing on me, trying to stop that. And come on, reload guns. So the gun that we shot first reloaded, everything else is done. We fire a pretty good salvo. Now, 4 rounds hit, but we only do 1,300 points of damage. But we do set him on fire, and I believe his damage control is down. And oh, of course, the last shot sets us on fire. So I kind of hold it to make myself immune for the next few salvos. Now, come on, reload. Get this guy dead. We can't afford to take any more damage. And just fire a little bit too much to the right. And just love this dispersion. Like, he goes everywhere but the target. But we're still alive. The friendly cruiser is doing a lot of damage on this enemy St. Louis, so that's good. And he finally puts out our fire, but the friendly just needs 1 more salvo. Is he gonna get him? Yeah, he gets him. Nice. Now, it's 2v2. I'm very low health. Friendly's alright. But the enemy is in the cap point. So at least we know where one enemy is. So I'm already planning to switch the turret direction to my starboard side. The enemy Kawachi shows up. Tier 3 Japanese battleship. It's a little weird. 2 of its turrets are inaccessible, depending on the side of the ship. But that's not a big deal. You know, you might be able to always have guns on the target, depending on if you're port or starboard aim. But here, we're just going to try and get all our guns facing him and fire. And turret rotation, turret rotation. You got to deal with this all the time on a battleship. And we have good grouping there. And 3 of the 4 land. We set them on fire. We do okay damage. At this angle, AP might be a better choice. And we switch to it once we've set him on fire and see that he's staying set on fire. Now he sets us on fire. And I don't have damage control. And he sets us on fire again. So now we have 2 fires. Oh boy, do I want to use damage control to put this out. And I'm spamming it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We have 500 hit points. We're 1 shell away from death. And look at that grouping. It's like all 5 wanted to hit him. That was so crazy. 5 of 8 rounds, and they all went right for his hull. So we killed him.
Problem solved, sir.
Just me, the friendly cruiser, against a South Carolina. Now, I'm trying to keep max range on this guy. I want to be able to fire on him and minimize the time I'm in firing range. Now, I have AP loaded, and I just need to be in range. Now, at this range, it's plunging fire. So you want to have the distance be a little bit farther than the reported distance to the target. Now he's moved a little bit closer. We do okay damage. Friendly sets him on fire, which is awesome. And now we have an island to guard us while we reload. You need to make full advantage of islands. They are your friend. And as a battleship, it's awesome whenever you can do damage and you can minimize the time that you can take damage. So we're just waiting for the enemy South Carolina to pop out on the other side of the island. For some reason, the friendly is very far away in the north. I think if I could do it all over again, I would have him try and get into the island chain, use that as cover, and harass this guy constantly. Now the enemy is about to pop out, ready to aim. He drops off for a split second. That means the friendly doesn't see him, but now I see him, and I'm going to fire. And hopefully the AP holds true, and we do like nothing. Can you believe that? It looked like he's turning in slightly. He turned hard port, and he was able to get inside of the shot, and only 2 of the 8 rounds hit the target. And they hit the superstructure. Inconsequential. I got this island on my port side I just need to be aware of, and I'm able to fire again. And this time, I think he's actually going to maneuver just right. And oh, you can't have those shots can't land any better. The plunging fire around the superstructure went into the deck. We were able to get some damage, but we did not get the citadel penetration that we want. Now, I was worried he would hide behind this island. He would just ram himself up against the island, and we would have to get close to him to try and kill him. So I decided to head towards him. And this is the mistake that will cost me my life. Because now I am in range of him. I believe, based on the way he was sailing, he did not have the range upgrade for his South Carolina. I had range on him, he did not have range on me. But now, he has range on me, and I have range on him. But unless I get a citadel penetration, he's going to survive this. And we send out all our guns, we try and maneuver, and we're ineffective. We land 4 shots, we get him close to 4k health. We also earn high caliber, which is awesome. We got Confederate and high caliber in the same game. Now, all this guy needs to do is use his guns. The enemy has some of his guns reloading, so he should take advantage of his rate of fire. But instead, he sends out his torpedoes. Now, since that enemy fired, he was scoped in. He was able to see the water where the torpedoes splash into it, and he knows these torpedoes are coming. There's no surprise that this is coming. So, as the battleship pilot, I maneuver preemptively, and I'm sure this is exactly what this enemy battleship did also. You can see the torpedoes have not made contact, and they were a narrow spread. Where's this enemy battleship? There he is. They're only going to have chance for like one more salvo. Both fire, both survive. And the game ends in a draw like that. Barely enough help. But me and this ally did a great job. We kept our team in it, and we brought it to a draw. That's a win in my book. We did 86 shells landing on target, 80,000 points of damage, and we were able to tank a lot of damage. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the South Carolina, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you guys next time.